You felt it in the middle of the night when the world was quiet. Your spirit was wide awake. Your body froze, your heart raced, and something dark tried to enter your room. No one believed you. They called it sleep paralysis. They said you were overthinking. But deep down, you knew it was real. What you didn't know is that something powerful inside of you made them stop. The demons came for your soul. But the moment they looked closer, they saw who you really are. And that terrified them. Because you, my friend, are not ordinary. You are chosen. They never saw it. They never knew the weight you carried. You walked among them like everything was fine. You smiled when your heart was breaking. You helped others while you were secretly drowning. And the craziest part? No one noticed. But heaven did. Behind closed doors, you cried tears that no one will ever see. You fought battles that didn't leave bruises on your skin, but they tore you apart inside. The voices in your head tried to convince you that you were weak, crazy, or cursed. But you never gave in. You got up again and again, even when everything in you screamed to quit. Why? Because something inside you refused to die. Even in your darkest moments, there was still a flicker of light, a strange inner strength, a resilience that didn't make sense. And that, right there, is what sets you apart. That's what made the enemy furious. That's what drew the darkness to you in the first place, because you carry something they fear: divine purpose. Most people break when life gets hard, but you were born in the fire. You didn't choose this path, it chose you. And because of that, you've always felt different, misunderstood, set apart, like an outsider in your own life. But that loneliness wasn't punishment, it was preparation. God had to isolate you to equip you. He had to let you be wounded so you'd learn how to fight. And now, the demons that tried to torment you in silence are realizing they failed, because even in the silence, you were being built. It started with a feeling. You didn't see anything with your eyes, but your spirit knew something wasn't right. You were lying there vulnerable, maybe in your bed, maybe half asleep. When the atmosphere shifted, the air got heavier. The room felt colder. You couldn't move. You couldn't speak. And in that terrifying moment, you knew you weren't alone. It wasn't a nightmare. It wasn't your imagination. You were under spiritual attack. The shadow that entered that room weren't from this world. They came with a purpose: to break you, to invade your mind, to silence your calling, to steal the light they saw in you since the day you were born. But the moment they got close, something unexpected happened. They stopped. Not because you had the strength to stop them, but because something greater stood between them and your soul. They saw something ancient, something holy. They saw that you were marked by heaven, sealed by God. And in that moment, they were reminded of something terrifying. They were not in control. You didn't see the angel standing next to you, but they did. You didn't hear the voice of God speaking over your life, but they did. You didn't know how powerful your spirit truly was, Monto, but they did. And so they ran, not because you were weak, but because you were dangerous. You see, darkness is attracted to light, but it cannot conquer it. And the brighter your calling, the more vicious the attack. That night they tried to enter you, but heaven reminded them, not this one. This one is mine. There are moments in your life that you thought were just coincidences. Delays that frustrated you. Accidents that made no sense. strange dreams that kept repeating, sudden urges to leave a place, to cancel a meeting, to avoid someone. At the time, you didn't understand. You thought it was just your anxiety, but now you're beginning to realize heaven was speaking. God was moving. Angels were fighting for you while you were sleeping. You didn't hear the sound of swords clashing in the spirit realm. You didn't see the demons standing at the edge of your bed, but heaven did. You didn't know that your name was mentioned in hell that day, but God did. And every time your life was supposed to end, it didn't. Every time you felt like something was watching you, it was. But the thing watching you wasn't alone. It was being watched too. There were moments you should have died, moments the enemy thought, we got them. But suddenly, something blocked the path. Something made the car swerve. Something made the bullet miss. Something stopped the overdose from working. You thought you got lucky, but no. You were protected. Chosen ones don't just survive, they are shielded, even when they don't know they're in danger. Especially when they don't know they're in danger. That's the mystery of being set apart. You don't see what's fighting for you. You don't hear the prayers of your grandmother still echoing through time. You don't feel the angel standing at your door, sword drawn, every time a curse was sent to your home. But it was real. It still is. There were people who shook your hand, smiled at you, and secretly wished for your downfall. There were environments that were spiritually poisoned. You entered them without knowing, but you walked out untouched. Not because you were careful, but because heaven was watching. Some of the friends you lost weren't accidents. Some of the doors that closed weren't failures, they were protection. God saw what you couldn't see. He knew what was hiding behind that opportunity. He knew what was sleeping in that relationship. So he intervened, and at the time it broke your heart. But later it saved your soul. You see, when you're chosen, you're not just being guided, you're being guarded. Every detour had purpose, every heartbreak was holy, every delay was divine. And all the times you asked, why me? Heaven whispered back, because you carry something rare, not on, and I'm not letting them steal it. This is why you're still alive. This is why you didn't lose your mind. This is why, even after all the pain, you're still breathing. You've been walking with protection you didn't even realize was there, and now it's time to become conscious of it. Now it's time to understand who you really are, and who's really been walking beside you all along. This didn't start when you turned 20. It didn't begin when you had that dream or when the attacks became obvious. It started the moment you entered this world. From the day you were born, something about you was different. Even as a child, you didn't fit in. You felt everything deeply. You questioned things no one else around you even noticed. Your eyes weren't just innocent. They were wise. You could sense people's true intentions before they even spoke. You could feel darkness when it walked into the room. And sometimes, it felt like the darkness could feel you too. They tried to label you. Sensitive, weird, too quiet, too intense. But the truth was they didn't understand what they were dealing with. You weren't just another child, you were chosen. Heaven had placed something inside you that didn't belong to this world. A light, a code, a mark, a calling. And even though you couldn't see it, the spiritual realm could. That's why the enemy came after you early. That's why you experienced trauma so young. That's why you were rejected, abandoned, or overlooked when you needed love the most. The enemy doesn't attack what doesn't threaten him. And you have been a threat since birth. That unexplainable pain you carried in your childhood, it wasn't random. It was an attempt to break you before you discovered who you really were. Because if you ever figured it out, if you ever woke up to the truth of your identity, the kingdom of darkness knew it would be in serious trouble. So they came for your self-esteem. They tried to destroy your trust. They planted seeds of fear, shame, and confusion in your heart. And for a while, it almost worked. You began to believe that you were cursed, that you were alone, that maybe God had forgotten you. But deep inside, something kept burning. Something they couldn't touch, something they couldn't kill. And now that same fire is waking up again. The dreams are returning. The visions are becoming clearer. The patterns are making sense. You're realizing that every pain was part of your preparation. Every scar was a sign. Every unanswered question, every delayed promise, every silent night, it was all connected. You weren't forgotten. You were being hidden. Hidden from the wrong people, hidden from the wrong paths, hidden for a divine time. And now that time has come. You're not just waking up. You're remembering. Remembering that you were always different, always watched, always protected, because you were marked since birth. And the enemy knew it. That's why the attacks came, but they failed. And now, you're starting to see why. You might not realize it yet, but your light terrifies the darkness. The enemy doesn't waste energy chasing shadows. It goes after the brightest flames. That's why your spiritual journey has been so intense. Every attack, every setback, every whisper of doubt was designed to snuff out that light before it could shine fully. Demons fear you because you carry a truth they cannot corrupt. They see the strength that comes not from weapons or armies, but from faith and purpose. Your soul shines with a power that no darkness can dim. This light isn't just yours, it's a beacon for others who are lost and struggling. And that makes you dangerous to them. The fear demons have of your light is ancient. It goes back to a cosmic battle that started long before you were born. They know that those who carry this light are destined to bring change, to shift realities, to break curses, and to heal broken worlds. They try to deceive you, to isolate you, to make you question your worth, but that light inside you refuses to be hidden. It pushes back against the lies. It calls to something greater. It is a flame fueled by divine purpose, and no force in the universe can extinguish it. Every time you feel weak, remember, that is exactly when your light is brightest. Because light shines strongest in darkness. The enemy's fear is a confirmation that you are on the right path. They know the moment you fully embrace your light, their hold on you will shatter. So they fight harder, but you fight smarter. You grow stronger, and every battle only reveals more of your power. They see your potential, and it terrifies them. That is why they flee when you stand firm. That is why they cannot possess what is already claimed by heaven. You are not just surviving, you are shining. And your light is a weapon forged by the divine. When you realize this, no darkness can touch you. You will walk with confidence, knowing the enemy runs scared. You are a chosen warrior in a spiritual battle that most cannot see, but your light makes the invisible visible. Your faith makes the impossible possible. And your presence is a testament to the victory that is already yours. Surviving was never enough for you. You weren't meant to simply endure the storms, you were forged by them. Every trial, every pain, every moment of loneliness was a hammer shaping you into something greater. You are not just a victim of your circumstances. You are a warrior created for battle. The scars you carry are not signs of defeat, but badges of honor. They prove you faced darkness head-on and refused to back down. And now, that same strength flows through your veins. It fuels your purpose. It sharpens your spirit. It transforms your pain into power. The enemy wants you to believe you are broken, weak, or insignificant. But you are the exact opposite. You are a weapon forged in fire and anointed by divine power. Your faith is your shield, your hope is your sword, and your courage is your battle cry. You don't just fight for survival. You fight to reclaim what was stolen, to break chains, to bring light where there was darkness. You are a force to be reckoned with, and the spiritual realm knows it. Angels stand ready at your side. The universe conspires for your victory, and every challenge you overcome adds to your arsenal. You were never meant to blend in or be silent. You were designed to lead, to inspire, and to conquer. Your story is not one of defeat, it is a testimony of triumph. The more the enemy attacks, the more you rise. The harder the battle, the stronger you become, and when they see you standing tall, unshaken, and radiant with purpose, they know their time is limited. Because weapons don't just protect, they destroy. And you are destined to break every chain, shatter every curse, and bring freedom to yourself and those around you. Remember this: surviving is the first step, but becoming a weapon is your destiny. Embrace it. Step into your power. Fight with everything you have, knowing that victory is already written in the stars. You are not just alive, you are unstoppable. All your life you've been searching for answers, signs, confirmations, something to make sense of the chaos. Tonight that revelation comes, the moment you realize you are not here by accident, that every pain, every battle, every moment of doubt was preparing you for something greater than you ever imagined. You were chosen not only to survive, but to transform. To become a beacon in the darkness, a voice for the voiceless, a warrior who stands unshaken when the world trembles. The enemy feared this day because they knew the power hidden inside you. They knew once you awaken fully, nothing will be the same. You will walk with purpose, confidence, and an unbreakable spirit. Your destiny is not tied to fear or failure. It is linked to victory and restoration. You are the living proof that darkness cannot extinguish the light that burns inside a chosen soul. This revelation isn't just for you, it's for everyone who's been watching, doubting, or waiting for a sign. It's a call to action, a promise that your journey is about to change. The battles you fought were necessary, but they were never the end. Now begins the real fight, the fight to claim your destiny, to fulfill your divine purpose, to step into the life you were born to live. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Every step you take, every breath you draw is guided by a power greater than any enemy. So stand tall. Embrace your truth. Let this revelation ignite a fire that cannot be put out. Your destiny is waiting. The world is watching, and the victory is already yours. You have walked a path few dare to travel, from silent battles fought alone to nights when darkness tried to claim your soul. Your journey has been marked by struggle, pain, and overwhelming tests. Yet here you stand, still breathing, still fighting, still shining. This is no accident. This is divine design. Every tear you shed, every moment you felt lost or forgotten was not a sign of weakness but a preparation for greatness. The enemy came for you thinking you were just another target, but they were wrong. They were faced with a force far beyond what they expected. A force born in fire, shielded by heaven and fueled by an unshakable light. Remember the silent battles you endured, the moments when no one saw your pain but heaven did. Those were not your breaking points, they were your building blocks. You were being shaped, molded into a weapon of light and purpose. When the darkness came close, trying to possess you, it recoiled in fear, not because you were strong on your own, but because something greater stood with you. Angels fought in the unseen realms while you slept. Divine protection surrounded you, even when you felt most alone. You were marked since birth, chosen for a mission that transcends this world. The light you carry is not just a flicker, it is a blazing fire that terrifies darkness. Demons fear it because they know its power to transform, to heal, to destroy every chain. This light is your weapon, your shield, your identity. You are not merely a survivor of your past, you are a warrior destined to conquer and lead. The scars you bear tell the story of battles won, of resilience proven, of a spirit unbreakable. Every step you take forward shakes the enemy's foundation because you walk with a purpose no force can stop. Now, with this revelation stirring within you, it is time to rise fully awake, to step into the destiny that has been waiting for you all along. The world needs your light, your courage, your faith. The battles ahead may be fierce, but so is your spirit. The enemy's attempts to break you have only made you stronger, sharper, more determined. Your victory is already written in the stars, inscribed by the divine hand that formed you. Stand tall, chosen one. Know that you are never alone. The battles you fought were never meant to defeat you, they were meant to prepare you. Now is the time to shine unapologetically, to claim your throne as a warrior of light, a beacon of hope and a force that darkness cannot overcome. Your journey has been long, but the best is yet to come. Hold on to this truth. The demons tried to possess you, but they saw who you really are, and that scared them away forever. You are chosen. You are protected. You are victorious.